Simon and Schuster Audio presents Pillow Thoughts 4 by Courtney Peppernell, performed by Courtney Peppernell. Acknowledgements. This has been an incredible journey, and none of it would have been possible without the support system I have. To every person who has ever been involved with the Pillow Thoughts series, I want to thank you with my whole heart. To James, from where we started nearly a decade ago, just two people with a dream, to where we are now, it has been a real adventure, and I'm excited to see where our journey continues. To Lindsay, I am so thankful we met, and even more for all the work you do for the Pillow Thoughts brand. To Brianna, it has been a joy traveling with you to events around the world, and we couldn't do them without you. To Elizabeth, thank you for all your help with editing across the Pillow Thoughts series. All your input was invaluable, and I would not have been able to do any of it without you. To Kirsty, Paddy, Fred, Holly, and the Read Poetry team, Diane, and every person at Andrews McMill Publishing, you took a chance on one little book, and together we've turned it into a best-selling series. For this, I will always be so humbled and so grateful for all the work you do. Mum, Dad, Nick, Bree, and my family, you are the light that always keeps me grounded, and whatever I do in this life, I just want to always make you proud. To my dogs, Hero and Dakota, you have kept my feet warm throughout this series, and there isn't a book I have written where you both weren't close by. Finally, to my readers, my jellyfish, you continue to surprise me with just how much these books mean to you. The Pillow Thoughts series has and always will be incredibly important to me, and I'd like to think that the adventures of you, the jellyfish, will continue in lots of other ways, but most importantly, in your hearts. Thank you for your unwavering support, your stories, and your passion for poetry. It is because of you I have found such love within these pages. All my love forever, Courtney. You can follow me on Instagram at Courtney Peppernell or TikTok at Courtney Peppernell. Before we begin, I'd like to remind you of a story. Once upon a time, there was a jellyfish called you. You had ventured with heart and mind. You had found strength, you had found wisdom, and you had mended the mind. Now you must become whole and find light within the soul. I hate to spoil the ending, but you can heal hearts, minds, and souls. Table of Thoughts. If your soul is grieving, if your soul is lonely, if your soul is searching, if your soul is whole, if your soul needs empowering, if your soul needs to breathe, if your soul needs a friend, these are for your soul. If your soul is grieving. I used to imagine holding hands as we drove along the highway, onward to the mountains, and the little cabin we had bought for weekends away, how you would look over at me at every intersection, smile that smile of yours and say it was the perfect day. I used to imagine a beautiful afternoon, sprawled out on a blanket, watching as you poured more wine, and I would stare at you and dare to wonder how you could possibly, after all this time, still be mine. I used to imagine our future with our children, running along the sand, us arm in arm, laughing behind. We'd look out into the bay and the ships would be sailing by. I just never imagined one day you would be the ship and sail away, leaving me and all our plans on the sand. There were moments when she was younger, filled with thoughts sometimes too much to process and parts too heavy to carry. It would feel as though the weight of the world was too much to grasp, every dream too far to reach, every breath so hollow she began to feel trapped. Being in her skin didn't feel like enough, as though she were merely a stranger with someone else's name. And high school was a collection of days where she was just desperate to fit in. But she rose from those moments, and she
Sample complete. Ready to continue?